What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, and I watched The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Sounds interesting. And apparently I've seen this movie already. Twice. I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know that at first. When we saw The Invisible Man, I thought from, you know what, I might recognize him, And then I said to myself, okay, if there's gonna be a submarine or big ass boat, I know that I've seen this movie. And later on in the movie, we got the big ass boat. Yeah, I've seen this movie. So this will be the third time that I've watched this movie. Unlike the last movie that from DC that was not really something, with Tom Hanks, this movie had Sean Connery. And just the title, sounds interesting. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That just sounds interesting, doesn't it? Well, to me it definitely sounds interesting. And definitely it's DC, so maybe something with powers. Because extraordinary gentlemen, or definitely the extraordinary. So let's just start with this movie, shall we? We're in a village, and it's dark. And I think if we're in a village, we see, it's old London, somewhere in the 1800s. And we see the roofs, and we see some of the pipes, where smoke's coming out, chimney pipes, and some roofs start to tremble a bit, and pieces broke off and fell on the ground, and we saw then a copper standing on the ground, turned around after it hit the ground. He was walking, another piece fell on the ground, he was walking towards it, and then we hear a whistle, and we see a gummy, those gummy sticks that, police sticks that the UK, I don't know if they still use them, but definitely back in the day in the UK used those gummy clubs, tick, 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 tick. He was not ticking against the wall, but he was scraping it against the wall. It was not really scraping, but he was just holding it against the wall, and it made the ticking sound. It's just like if you put those scenes where in a cell, you have an iron, a tin cup, and you do this against the bars. It's a bit like that, but then with the stick, against the wall. The other guy turns around, and comes running. While the other, the first guy turns around, and the other comes running, saying, "Moorgate Passage." I don't know what Moorgate Passage is, but okay. Then the first guy, starts also to run, starts to move, and now running through alleys. But if you don't know Commentsection, watch the movie yourself. This was definitely a fun movie. Like I said, I've seen this movie probably over 10 years ago, but one thing that I am curious about is the speech of Sean Connery. He talks a bit more like this right now in this movie, 2003. just more like this. What happened? Because we've seen him as James Bond, from the end 60s, and he didn't talk like this. So, what happened? Is it old age? Is it he got in an accident? Maybe he got a disease, or just like I said, old age? I don't know. I don't know why he talks like that right now, but yeah, it's just noticeable. The action in this movie just nice, fighting nice. Cool characters, just we have an Invisible Man, we have an immortal guy, Dorian Gray, who has also his own movie, and whom we've seen probably later. Because his movie is from 2009, this one 2003, so there will probably be some movies in between, but then we can see the Dorian Gray movie. We had the vampire, we had a guy that's very skilled in fighting. So yeah, we have definitely some extraordinary people. And like I said, Dorian Gray, he was immortal, except for his painting. Because he said, we saw an empty spot on the wall where a painting used to hang, and he said, there used to hang my self-portrait, but I took it down because something, and he doesn't age. Dorian doesn't age, but his painting ages for him, or something like that, which interesting. And then he backstabbed them, and eventually the vampire chick, she defeated him by showing him his painting, and then his painting started to rejuvenate. It started to get younger. The painting started, it was all old, whatever, and it started to get younger and younger, and started to turn into his young self, while his actual self started to degrade. It started to rimple, and then dusty. He became dusty, and then dead. Like, what happened, dude? What the fuck? Which was actually pretty nice. Overall, maybe if I seen this movie for the first time, it definitely gets a high 4.5, but maybe I think I will give this movie still a high 4.5. It was just a very good movie. Go watch the movie yourself, leave likes, recommend good. It's a bit like Watchmen, different kinds of characters all in a league. Go watch the movie yourself, leave likes, recommend good. Sean Connery movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, check out my second channel Underdog Eats, where I do food things every week from time to time. Also, ook wel on my first channel Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.